Coming up on CBC Vancouver News. A new BC Conservative leader makes her pitch.
My vision is one of more prosperity, more use of our resources.
A call to renew party unity after a close leadership race. Plus, Alberta considers possible pipeline routes through BC.
This is a strategic route for political reasons, not for economic reasons.
3 options through the north, 1 through the south. What documents reveal about the plan. And Cricket Canada suspended following accusations of corruption and financial mismanagement.
This is CBC Vancouver News.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Michelle Ghoussoub. The BC Conservatives have a new leader, and she's making her pitch to British Columbians, pledging to unify the party, defend property rights, and repeal DRIPA. As Katie DeRosa reports, her position is informed by a fight over private property that dates back 30 years.
Carrie Lynn Finley, the new BC Conservative leader, told a story on the campaign trail that she says informs her position on Indigenous land claims and rights and title. In the late 1990s, Finley led the fight for leaseholders who were sued by the Musqueam Indian Band in a dispute over property taxes. The Supreme Court of Canada sided with the leaseholders. During the BC Conservative leadership race, Finley said she will fight to protect private property. But in an interview with CBC's The Early Edition, she insists she's not looking for a fight with First Nations groups.
You use the term
Okay,
fight.
I use the term fight. Yes, I did. But fight means standing up. Fight means, I said that along with talking about negotiation.
Finley has promised to scrap the Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples Act, or DRIPA, which requires First Nations free, prior, and informed consent over major resource projects. One First Nations leader says that's a major concern.
And I say to the new BC Conservative leader, change. Stop right now. Acknowledge not only First Nations, but as well put on the table that you're going to work with First Nations.
BC's Attorney General slammed Finley for previously accusing BC Conservative MLA and leadership hopeful Peter Millibar of being in a conflict of interest on DRIPA because his wife is Indigenous.
Pretty direct attacks that are based on somebody's race.
Finley says she and Millibar have talked, and she's having one-on-one meetings with all MLAs in an effort to unite the caucus.
We are going to welcome everyone who likes our vision for the futures.
Finley hit back against the NDP's attack that she represents the extreme right.
We are not the extremists. They are the extremists.
Finley says she'll consult with the caucus before deciding on whether to invite back 2 former BC Conservative MLAs who endorsed her, Jordan Keeley and Tara Armstrong. Katie DeRosa, CBC News, Victoria.
CBC News has obtained documents that show the Alberta government has considered 3 different pipeline routes through northern BC. Until now, the Alberta government has provided few details about its pipeline proposal, which has construction set to begin as early as 2027. CBC's Kyle Bax has more.
The documents we obtained show 3 possible routes through northern BC. The first one begins in Fort McMurray in the heart of the oil sands in northern Alberta and travels west to a location on the north coast called Observatory Inlet. The other 2 routes begin in the Edmonton area. The first travels west and then slightly north before reaching Nasoga Gulf, where an export terminal would be built. The other option begins in Edmonton and moves west through the Rocky Mountains before splitting to reach both Kitimat and Prince Rupert. That route is nearly identical to Enbridge's former Northern Gateway proposal. Now, these port locations, 6 of them in total, are all located where oil tankers are currently prohibited on the North Coast because of the federal moratorium. Now, we showed these maps to some experts who pointed out how difficult this train will be, not only the mountains, but sensitive areas and major rivers too, home to salmon habitat.
The question will be, are you able to put in place appropriate mitigation strategies to preserve those rivers?
Another expert we spoke with said some of the northern routes seem to purposely avoid some of the communities that are known to object to major oil and gas projects, instead traveling through some communities that could be more supportive.
This is a strategic route for political reasons, not for economic reasons.
The documents focused on northern BC, but we do know the Alberta government is still considering a southern route as well, which would end up in the general Vancouver area. Now, the Alberta government wants to submit this proposal to the Federal Major Projects Office this month. That's when the exact route could be unveiled. But those I've spoken to in government and those involved in the consultation process say it's possible the Alberta government will not include a specific route. Instead, the submission may include a corridor, a general area, and then sometime in the future the government will actually pick the route and the ports. I'm told that that's a possibility, just one of the aspects to watch for with this proposed pipeline to the West Coast. Kyle Bax, CBC News, Calgary.
Surrey police say they've identified 3 persons of interest after a rainbow crosswalk was vandalized over the weekend. As Amelia John reports, the hate crime unit is now looking into the case.
Crews with the City of Surrey cleaning up the Pride crosswalk near Holland Park Monday morning. Pressure washers and chemicals being used to remove black spray paint allegedly used by a small group of protesters over the weekend.
Our officers arrived and found that the crosswalk had been damaged by paint. They were able to identify 3 persons of interest. That investigation is now a criminal investigation.
The investigation has now been referred to the hate crime unit, as the rainbow crosswalk is seen as a symbol of inclusivity and support of the queer community. Members of the Pride Society calling the case sad.
It shocks me, it upsets me, but more than that, it shows that we have so much more work to do to be seen and received as equal human beings.
June marks the start of Pride season in BC, a time for the community to come together. The Deputy Premier now weighing in on the timing of this case, calling it disturbing.
I want to send a message to the community and those that might be impacted by such harmful rhetoric and vandalism is that we stand with you.
The Pride Society says one of the alleged protesters has run for political offices in the past and often stages events like the one over the weekend.
We know who the individuals are. I can't say whether or not we've been in touch with them in the past, but we know who they are. We've spoken with them. They know that we know who they are.
Justice would mean it being declared a hate crime, and justice for me personally would be to have him barred from attending any Pride events.
For now, the community is trying to focus on this month's Pride event at Civic Plaza, slated for June 20th. Amelia John, CBC News, Surrey.
A popular park in the Sea to Sky region remains closed as the search for 2 missing people continues. A couple fell into the lake from a paddleboard on Sunday. Alana Kelly reports.
A popular park remains locked as the search continues for a missing couple who vanished while paddleboarding on a small lake. Family members have flown to BC in hopes of getting answers.
I want closure so everyone would, get an answer.
Genesis Giroux Bagg and Maurice Bello were on a paddleboard together at Browning Lake. The lake is 9 kilometers from Squamish and right beside Highway 99. Bagg's brother says the couple were celebrating a friend's birthday.
The friend who was recording the video thought at first that they were just chilling and hanging out on the paddleboard.
CBC is not airing the video. The couple can be seen in the water holding on to the side of an upside-down board.
A few seconds, no signs of trying to get back up, and it all went from there.
Video shows the board flipping and slipping out of reach.
That's when they started to panic, and they said that they called for help. They started yelling that if they could help them.
A search started on Sunday.
We were supported by a number of our partnering agencies, Air Services, Squamish Search and Rescue, Squamish Fire Rescue, and the BC Park Rangers.
Search and Rescue used an underwater camera that reached about 5 meters deep, and police used sonar equipment.
The RCMP underwater recovery team attended a little bit later in the evening, but their search was also unsuccessful at the time.
His brother says it was an accident and they weren't wearing life jackets.
I just want everyone, all of their close friends, to know what happened, because I don't know everyone.
The couple moved to Vancouver from the Philippines and got married in Canada.
He's very adventurous. He loves to do outdoor things. One of the usual things they do as a couple is to go outside and do some paddle boating.
Their families are far away, waiting for answers.
Families in the Philippines waiting, nonstop, constant updates, asking what's happening.
The RCMP underwater dive team is scheduled to be back searching on Tuesday. Alana Kelly, CBC News, Squamish.
Significant water restrictions are coming to Metro Vancouver. The region says it will be moving to Stage 3 water restrictions in 1 week on June 8th. Under Stage 3 restrictions, the region says all lawn watering is not allowed. Trees and plants may only be watered by hand. Vegetables can be watered at all times. The region says cars may also not be washed at home except to clean their lights, windows, and license plates. And you will not be able to top up pools or hot tubs. Stage 3 is considered the most severe, with Stage 4 only used under emergency situations like an earthquake or severe drought.
So we've been looking at those water use trends. We're looking at the snowpack and the calls for hot weather. And with that, First Narrows crossing out of service, we know we need to keep our demands under 1.4 billion litres a day. And given the water use trends in May in Stage 2, we're seeing a need to go to Stage 3 to be able to keep demand under 1.4.
For a full list of restrictions, you can head to Metro Vancouver's website. And Johanna Wagstaff joins us now with a first look at the weather, and you've been tracking these conditions, Jo.
It's true. Going to Stage 3 this early, Michelle, really is a big deal. We already went to Stage 2, the earliest that we've ever seen. So this is really highlighting how dry our mountains have been for this region over the winter and how warm our spring has been. Today, another example. Today's highs across the board, 21 in through Vancouver, but 25 out towards Abbotsford. Add a couple more degrees on for tomorrow's highs. You'll hit 23 in through Vancouver, 29 in through Abbotsford. Very dry. We will see some rain for the end of the week. I'll tell you more about that coming up.
Thanks so much, Jo. Some parents at a Fraser Valley Elementary about challenges with traffic safety. As Benny Brach reports, the school's unique location has made it hard to take action.
Here at Dewdney Elementary School, going to and from class may require extra caution. While there is signage,
we notice every day there is people flying down the road, motorcycles, cars, vans, work vehicles, semi-trucks. We're at the end of a quarry road. No one slows down.
I usually just will come out and I just kind of stand in the middle of the road and kind of challenge them.
The school is located on a long, straight stretch of rural roadway. It's next to Highway 7, and parents say a lack of parking space and no crosswalk also make drop-offs and pickups challenging.
I've been dealing with this for 10 years, since my daughter was in kindergarten in 2016, and no matter who we talk to, nothing gets done.
Part of the issue is the school's location. Dewdney Elementary is part of Mission School District, but it's not in the city's boundaries. It's not in a specific municipality, partly why parents say getting more safety measures has been difficult.
We joke that we are in a jurisdictional no man's land. I feel like nobody cares. Everybody wants to pass the buck.
Mission RCMP say officers do enforce speed here, but since the school is not in the city's jurisdiction, Speedwatch volunteers or monitoring devices are unavailable here. The school is part of the Fraser Valley Regional District, but it says owning and maintaining roads is a provincial responsibility. In a statement, BC's Ministry of Transportation says in January 2026, it met with the school to discuss concerns. At the time, it found that signage on Hawkins Pickle Road and within the school zone meets and in some cases exceeds provincial traffic engineering requirements, and added that they had not observed commercial vehicle speeding in the school zone. The ministry says it is reviewing the most recent traffic data and will consider the next steps once this analysis is complete.
And it doesn't really matter whose jurisdiction it's under, because at the end of the day, that's not going to matter if, God forbid, something happens to a child here.
Parents here pushing for far more proactive action going ahead. Benny Brach, CBC News, Dewdney.
Cricket Canada has been dogged by accusations of corruption and financial mismanagement. Now the governing body, the International Cricket Council, has had enough. Why they're suspending membership. That's next. Cricket Canada is facing renewed scrutiny. Its membership in the sport's international governing body has been suspended. It comes after a damning CBC Fifth Estate investigation. Co-host Stephen D'Souza has the details.
There'll be a tad of nerves, there's no question about that. It's a big stage for this team.
From allegations of match fixing at the Cricket World Cup,
Stephen D'Souza from CBC. We have some very serious allegations.
To accusations of corruption and financial mismanagement, Cricket Canada has been in turmoil. Now the sport's governing body, the International Cricket Council, has suspended Cricket Canada's membership due to what it called serious breaches of its obligations.
The financial suspension shows that they've clearly lost any faith that they had in Cricket Canada's ability to manage finances in a non-corrupt and transparent way.
A Fifth Estate investigation in April revealed allegations that organized crime was influencing decisions at the highest levels of Cricket Canada, a claim denied by those accused.
100% that the documentary has brought a lot of these things out into the focus. That stuff has come out into the open.
Last month, just days after Cricket Canada elected a new board, the ICC froze the national body's funding.
It's a massive black mark that you're being told you cannot run cricket in your country anymore. That takes away your funding primarily, so it becomes very difficult for the board to function.
The ICC will now manage funding for Canada's national teams, which will continue playing. Cricket Canada is promising to continue running development programs, but some worry about the impact of the suspension.
There's some amazing cricketers here in Canada that deserve better.
Derek Pereira is a former national team member who trains young players.
Just to hear in the news that your board has been suspended, it does give them some insecurity.
In a statement, Cricket Canada says its new leadership has created an independent committee to deal with the ICC's concerns. The ICC says it will give Cricket Canada conditions to get reinstated, but so far, no timeline has been announced. Stephen D'Souza, CBC News, Toronto.
With the World Cup less than 2 weeks away, FIFA continues to face scrutiny over their ticketing practices. As Troy Charles tells us, some people are feeling misled about ticket prices and seat locations.
I think that's a match for Zuko.
Earlier this year, Payam Sabzmadani jumped at the opportunity to take his son and wife to a World Cup match. He bought 3 tickets for $980 each to attend Canada's game against Switzerland at BC Place. The tickets were sold as Category 1, which is why he was surprised when he was emailed his seats and FIFA placed him at the very top of the lower bowl behind the net.
But I know, like, from behind the goal, like, you basically don't see much of, like, the other side of the field.
According to FIFA, Category 1 tickets mean the highest price and closest to the field.
I paid this much price for those tickets, and we're getting a seat that, I don't know, I wouldn't say it's definitely not Category 1.
And he is not alone.
The investigation will focus on those who complained they were misled about ticket locations.
Last week, a subpoena was filed by the states of New York and New Jersey as part of an investigation into the pricing and accuracy of seat locations for the World Cup. New Jersey's MetLife Stadium will host the World Cup final. This Vancouver ticket broker is not surprised by FIFA's tactics.
It's a natural progression from where they started to where they're at right now. You can see that eventually is going to come to this. Complete manipulation, total control.
The province says if someone believes a ticket seller has violated BC's ticket sales laws, they should contact Consumer Protection BC.
People should have the utmost confidence when they are buying event tickets.
In an email to CBC, a FIFA spokesperson defended its ticket pricing, stating that in December it slashed prices on some tickets for each participating country.
You feel like this is a very scarce thing. This is a once-in-a-lifetime, like, opportunity, and you just pay probably much more than you would have.
Now, with all that in mind, if you still want to be on the other side of this beautiful fence come match day, you still can. Right now on the FIFA website, the cheapest nosebleed ticket for Canada's first match against Qatar, that'll cost you $770. Troy Charles, CBC News, Vancouver.
Overcast skies in Kamloops. Johanna Wagstaff has your full provincial forecast coming up. Doctors and scientists are celebrating a new drug that dramatically increases the survival time for patients with one of the deadliest cancers. Pancreatic cancer has no cure, but as Christine Birak shows us, for the first time in decades, there's a new way to fight it.
Rarely does a cancer drug get a standing ovation from scientists and doctors.
And we're all standing there in this massive room crying and standing. It was really quite wonderful. I just have to say that I'm still emotional about it.
For decades, metastatic pancreatic cancer has been one of the deadliest diagnoses. There's still no cure, but now there's new hope. American Debbie Orcutt has stage 4 pancreatic cancer. As part of a trial, she's been taking the new drug, daraxonrasib.
I knew my diagnosis was bad, so what have I got to lose?
In a newly published study, 500 patients were randomly assigned to receive daraxonrasib or chemotherapy as a second-line treatment. On average, the new drug helped people live about twice as long as standard chemotherapy, about 13 months instead of 6 to 7.
It targets this mutation called RAS, which is driving pancreas cancer in over 95% of the cases, and it was thought to be undruggable.
You can think of RAS as a family of genes that make proteins acting like on-off switches to control cell growth. In pancreatic cancer, one of those switches gets stuck in the on position and keeps telling the cells to grow out of control. Daraxonrasib works by blocking that broken switch, effectively cutting power to the cancer.
Let's go.
Orcutt was diagnosed 2 years ago. The drug appears to be working.
Believe me, it's not lost on me. I just feel like God's given me another chance. You better make the most of it and do all good things.
While found to be less toxic than traditional chemotherapy, common side effects of the new drug are blistering skin rashes and mouth sores.
And some concerns about the side effects, because the side effects do look like it's going to take a lot of learning on our part as well. Are people going to afford it?
Okay, fascinating developments there, and Dr. Melissa Lem joins us now to talk more about this. What would a new treatment for pancreatic mean to patients?
This is really groundbreaking, Michelle. So I personally have patients who are at higher risk for pancreatic cancer because of genetics or have been diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. And until this point, they haven't had many good treatment options. So this new drug, something that's very targeted and something that overall has fewer side effects, is a really powerful development for this condition.
And so fascinating to see how the research all works. Turning now to our story for today. It is June 1st. We are heading into that summer travel season, and there have been a lot of scary health headlines with, Ebola, with hantavirus. As people are looking to travel, maybe internationally over the summer, what should they keep in mind with those headlines that they're seeing?
Well, if you're worried about Ebola in particular, the good news is that this is a very low infectivity disease. So there's something called the R0 or R0, which is how many people an infected person will pass that condition on to. And luckily for Ebola, it's pretty low. It's 1.5 to 2, whereas compared to chickenpox, that's up to 12. For measles, that's up to 18. And for certain strains of COVID, it's up to 15. So really, if you're stuck on a plane with someone and you're worried that you might get Ebola, it has to be someone who's symptomatic. So they have to have an active fever, aches, nausea, vomiting, and you have to be exposed to them for a long period of time. So overall, I would say that the risk to someone traveling from Canada is extremely low. But if you are traveling from somewhere where there's an active outbreak, like the Democratic Republic of the Congo or Uganda or surrounding countries, you might want to be a bit more careful.
And you just touched a little bit on this, but digging a bit more into Ebola, how is it transmitted? What are travel situations in which you would want to be a bit more careful?
You have to be in really close contact with someone and be exposed to their body fluids, so to their blood or their respiratory secretions or their vomit. So it's not a very transmissible disease, thankfully. And also with some of these countries, with the countries that are currently affected, they're putting into place some very careful exit screening. So the chances that you're going to get on a plane with someone who has active Ebola, who can transmit it to you, are quite low.
And then turning to hantavirus, we saw the stories about the spread on the cruise that scared a lot of people. How does that transmit? Are there situations where you should be concerned about hantavirus? Is it similar to Ebola? What are we dealing with here?
Thankfully, hantavirus also is a very low transmitting disease. It has an R0, in fact, that's even lower. That's less than 1. So we call this a disease that essentially it ends with the person who typically gets infected. The thing about the cruise ship transmission from the ship that departed from Argentina is that an infection with the Andes virus strain, which is the only strain we know that can pass from human to human, happened. And so these are people who are on a cruise ship. They're in close quarters for prolonged periods of time. So this is likely why there was transmission. Usually humans don't catch hantavirus from other humans. Typically you'll catch it from exposure to rodent droppings or saliva or urine. And so this happens with someone who might be cleaning out an enclosed space, or someone who works in forestry, or someone who sleeps in a rodent-infested location where those particles kind of go into the air and then you breathe them in. So again, the average person is not really at risk from other humans transmitting hantavirus, but we have to be careful when we're around rodents and mice and their droppings.
And generally, outside of some of these kind of scarier illnesses you can get, how should you be protecting yourself this summer when you're traveling just to stay healthy?
Well, the thing about a lot of these viruses is you need to be quite close to someone who has it in order to get infected. So if you get on a plane or a train and there's someone who's coughing or who looks sick within a couple rows of you, I would recommend that you put on a mask, you sanitize your hands regularly because your risk is higher. I actually travel frequently for work, and I actually always wear a mask on the plane because I can't afford to get sick. I want to cut down my risk of transmission. Also, if you're in a crowded area like a museum indoors, keep yourself moving. And again, practice that hand hygiene. And then you want to make sure that you eat healthy, you get your 8 hours of sleep per night, you exercise regularly when you're on vacation too, because a healthy immune system means a lower risk of catching a virus.
Dr. Melissa Lam, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, Michelle.
A group of North Shore residents are calling for a provincial investigation into Metro Vancouver's wastewater treatment plant. The project has been plagued by delays and hefty cost overruns. And as John Hernandez reports, local residents are the ones stuck with the tab.
Delayed by a decade and over budget by billions of dollars. So what went wrong at the future North Shore wastewater treatment plant?
A lot of the problems in this project might come back to the decision of politicians.
Daniel Anderson wants BC's municipal inspector to lead a public inquiry into the project. His Neighbourhood Alliance penned a letter to local politicians asking them for support. North Shore residents are largely on the hook for the extra costs.
If that's called on by councils, the Inspector of Municipalities ultimately has their independent say on whether they conduct a full public independent inquiry into the matter.
The price tag for the North Shore wastewater treatment plant was originally $700 million. Costs have ballooned to nearly $4 billion. Metro Vancouver and previous contractor Acciona recently settled a massive legal dispute over the project. The Neighbourhood Alliance believes an investigation led by the provincial inspector is the best way of finding out who should be held accountable.
It's an arm's length auditor who's capable on their discretion of jumping in and opening the books and find out what went wrong.
But Metro Vancouver is launching its own review of the troubled plant, appointing a lawyer to lead it.
We're going to open our books wide open for the independent investigator to look through whatever they need from Metro Vancouver's records. And that's the intention, is to stay really hands-off.
Still, critics question just how independent that review will be.
If you allow Metro Vancouver to fund this review, if you allow them to set the scope of the review, you allow them to control the timing, etc., they're the very organization that's under review. And as a result, they should have absolutely nothing to do with this.
Metro Vancouver has pledged its investigation will be transparent and says it would work with the province if it decides to step in. John Hernandez, CBC News, North Vancouver.
A child remains in critical condition near Montreal after being blown away in a bouncy castle on Sunday. Several people were injured in the incident when high wind gusts swept through a community celebration. Janeba Doso has the details.
Deflated bouncy castles and loose napkins are all that's left after a party was cut short by a tragic accident.
There must have been like dozens of police cars and
ambulances and fire trucks, and it was just a lot of chaos here.
Several people were gathered at Willett Park on Sunday in La Salle. The group was reportedly taking part in an organized church party when heavy winds picked up, reaching close to 50 kilometers per hour. The bouncy castle being used was apparently picked up and thrown down, injuring many.
Table, chairs were flying, people were falling on the floor, and then the balloon, the inflated balloon, that really, I'm so shocked. I still have that image in front of me, like flying up in the sky, like at least 30 feet high, and then all of a sudden it dropped on the floor.
Urgence Santé says 11 people were injured, 7 adults and 4 children, including 1 child who was critically injured at the time and taken to the hospital. La Salle Borough Mayor Nancy Blanchet declined all interview requests, but in an online post, she extended her support to those affected by the terrible event. She says the borough will speak to those involved to fully understand the circumstances surrounding the event. She says all necessary measures will be considered based on the findings. Many in the community are still shaken by the event, and questions still remain about how this happened and which safety measures should be taken when weather conditions change unexpectedly. Jenny Badoso, CBC News, La Salle.
The U.S. and Iran launched strikes against each other over the weekend. The U.S. bombed radar and drone sites in Iran after Tehran shot down an American drone. Iran then fired missiles at American troops in Kuwait. As Katie Nicholson explains, the additional fighting is chipping away at hopes for a permanent peace deal.
The news came first from Iranian state media. Indirect talks between the U.S. and Iran were off, officials said, and the ceasefire between the two in danger of crumbling. This as the Israeli Prime Minister had announced a plan for Israeli troops to escalate strikes on an area just south of Beirut, as it targets Iranian proxy militant group Hezbollah. Now, Iran's foreign minister posted this on X, saying a ceasefire between Iran and the United States constitutes, without any ambiguity, a comprehensive ceasefire across all fronts, including Lebanon. Any violations of this ceasefire on one front shall be considered a violation of it across all fronts. The U.S. president, after telling CNBC he didn't care if negotiations with Iran were over, posted on social media that he had tried to patch things up with a series of phone calls. I had a very productive call with Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu of Israel, and there will be no troops going to Beirut. Likewise, through highly placed representatives, I had a very good call with Hezbollah, and they agreed that all shooting will stop, that Israel will not attack them, and they will not attack Israel. He then added, talks are continuing at a rapid pace with the Islamic Republic of Iran. Now, the Lebanese embassy in the U.S. says Hezbollah did agree to this proposal to cease the attacks, but Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu posted this message on X, saying he told Trump, if Hezbollah does not cease attacking our cities and citizens, Israel will attack terror targets in Beirut. This stance of ours remains unchanged, and that in parallel, the IDF will continue to operate as planned in southern Lebanon. So it remains unclear what has been agreed upon between the parties. Iranian officials have not confirmed as of yet that they have resumed talks, but today, Iran also dangled the threat of hindering a second important waterway, the Bab el-Mandeb Strait, a gateway to the Suez Canal, crucial for maritime traffic between Europe and Asia. Katie Nicholson, CBC News, Washington.
And Donald Trump says Israel and Hezbollah have agreed to dial back fighting. It comes after the U.S. president spoke with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and communicated with the militant group through mediators. Trump's comments come hours after Israel had ordered new attacks on the southern suburbs of Beirut and as the militant group fired rockets at northern Israel. Trump's social media post comes after Israeli troops advanced to their deepest point in Lebanon in decades, but Trump said Hezbollah had agreed that all shooting would stop, that Israel would not attack them, and they will not attack Israel. A new national training program is in development to help communities combat wildfires. We'll tell you when that is coming up. There is a disagreement between the province and a BC First Nation over the closure dates at one of BC's most popular parks. As Lana Kelly reports, some say it's causing confusion and frustration.
We use it in the cradles, right, for babies' lining.
Just off the trail, there are valuable resources.
Devil's Club, huckleberry, salmonberry.
And you put that in like salad, or you eat them? Or
Yeah, just eat it like that.
The chief says they harvest the plants into teas and medicine.
Here's the swamp tea that people collect for teas and tinctures and, salves.
He wants this pristine piece of paradise protected.
Our traditional laws is to protect and look after, because we have a reciprocal relationship with the lands that we take care of.
Papiak Joffrey Lakes Park is renowned for its turquoise lakes and breathtaking mountain views. The park is one of the busiest in BC, with more than 200,000 people coming to visit each year. The park is located on the unceded territories of the Liawat and Naquatqua First Nations.
It's pretty run down, right? Like, it's really used a lot and it doesn't have time to regenerate.
Overcrowding has been an issue, so day passes were created. The path has widened over the years.
It just means that there's more people here, right?
The nation set closure dates so their members could reconnect and allow the park to recover.
It's a very short time.
The province announced different closure dates.
We're looking at providing public access to the parks by the public, and then also providing time for the land to regenerate, and also for the two nations to have time to do cultural activities.
The issue breaks down to a matter of a few weeks. Liawat Nation asked for the park to be closed for 75 days this year. The past 2 years, the province has closed the park for roughly 2 months. But this year, they reduced those dates in half to just 31 days and didn't explain why.
Disappointed.
The nation is calling on the province to respect their dates.
It needs to regenerate. You can't just, trample on nature 365 days a year and expect it to act like a building.
The Green Party MLA for the region says this should have been sorted out earlier.
There should have been more attention on this.
Last year, the nations held a one-day ceremony blocking the road to the park after their dates were also shortened.
There hasn't been that great communication about what the needs are.
The province says they're willing to talk about future dates.
My door is open. I'm willing to sit down and talk.
The nation has given the province a deadline to respond by June 2nd. Alana Kelly, CBC News, Joffrey Lakes Park.
As wildfire season approaches, a new national training program is in development to help more communities use prescribed fire to reduce wildfire risk. As Amber Wang reports, prescribed fire is getting more attention from classrooms to community trails.
A walk through the forest, but not just look at the trees.
See some slash piles up in the back end up here. We'll walk up around those as well too, really well constructed.
These Kimberley residents are learning how prescribed burns and fuel reduction can help protect their community.
It's not going away. We're going to see, with climate change, longer burning seasons. We're going to see bigger fires.
As wildfire season approaches, communities across BC are looking for ways to reduce risk before fires reach homes and infrastructure.
When you think of what damage a fire can do and how quickly it can spread, and we live so close to the forest, like I said, I am concerned about fire.
Wildland fire ecologist Bob Gray says decades of fire suppression have changed forests in the region.
That'll create more fuel. That will make the landscape more vulnerable for large, high severity fires. So if we want to break that pattern, then we have to thin a lot more, and we have to shift the species to those that are best adapted to drought and fire.
Officials say burn only go ahead under approved weather, wind, and fuel conditions.
One day was smoky, and I think it was during the prescribed burn. So I felt that it was minimal.
It's a big consideration, especially when we're doing wildfire risk reduction work around communities. The last thing we want to be doing is causing kind of harm or having undue impacts to residents because of smoke.
Away from the trail, UBC Okanagan is developing a national prescribed fire training program. The program director says it means to empower communities.
I think what it does is it creates this opportunity then to use it more effectively and consistently rather than just kind of like one-offs where we're relying, really heavily just on BC Wildfire Service to do it.
The program is expected to be up and running in the fall. BC Wildfire Service says prescribed and culture burns with Indigenous people in the interior are also part of a broader shift in how communities understand fire.
It's not new. It's a relationship with fire that's evolving. I think that maybe took a backseat for many years. That's coming back to the forefront.
Officials say as weather warms this season, prescribed burning will end until later in the fall when temperatures cool.
In the fall coming up.
Amber Wong, CBC News, Kimberley.
Johanna Wagstaff is back with your provincial forecast. Joe, what are you tracking?
Michelle, I'm watching more dry weather. Of course, fears for an increase in our wildfire risk under these warm and dry conditions. Certainly everyone's thinking about it, but we do have a change in the next couple of days, and we're still to get into our stormy season, which really doesn't ramp up until June when most of our fires are started by lightning. So keep an eye on the next few weeks, hoping we see a turn to more showery, cool weather. We do have some January-esque days in the forecast. Starting off with some high cloud moving in right now across Metro Vancouver. This is from a system in the interior. It won't get to the west coast over the next couple of days. It is pushing west, but then the jet stream will pick it up and carry this storm eastward over the next couple of days. So we're just seeing those high clouds. This is what's bringing heavy rain to the Kootenays and Elk Valley. You're under the rainfall, special weather statement, I should say. The rainfall warnings are in place for Calgary, where the Bow River is rising high. But in through Cranbrook, we're just looking at rain to continue tonight for totals around 80 millimeters before this system finally pushes off. High pressure in place for tomorrow, so very similar day to than you've had today. But I think that a high cloud that we're getting tonight will be a history by tomorrow afternoon. Notice as I'm taking you through the next 24 hours, not much is moving. This is a classic blocking pattern in our atmosphere, which is why we're seeing heavier rain in through Calgary and why the extended high pressure. But by Wednesday, things really start to move. 29 in through Bella Coola tomorrow. We still have warm temperatures right across the province. Taking you through the forecast for Metro Vancouver. Let me break it down because we do have changes ahead. 23 for tomorrow, more like a 29 inland. So we're really going to start to feel that humidity. Even places on the island, Port Hardy, Campbell River, you've got a bit of a humidex tomorrow. Everyone's still dealing with those northerly winds across the province. Okay, Wednesday, a Pacific system starts to move in. That's going to bring a cloudy day. I don't think much in the way of precip for Metro Vancouver anyway. Highs to 22, so still warm. Thursday, we're sort of in between the outer edges of that system and then the core of the rain. So a break day before. Look at this, Michelle, 15s for Friday and Saturday. This forecast continues through the weekend. That's when I think people might start throwing out January.
Thanks so much, Joe.
You're welcome.
A group of students got a hands-on experience learning about mechanics and machinery by creating their own go-karts. We'll show you how they turned out next.
Hi, I'm Mimi Bell, and this is your CBC Inbox.
Celebrate Filipino Heritage Month with CBC at Pinoy Festival 2026. Join us on June 20th and 21st at Burnaby Swangard Stadium for a weekend of vibrant traditions, live music, authentic food, and community pride. Event info at pinoyfestival.ca. And never miss a special programming series, event, or contest. Subscribe to CBC's e-newsletter and keep connected with us.
A group of BC students have created their own go-karts. It's a lesson in machinery and mechanics and part of an after-school project in Fort St. John. Take a look at what they came up with.
3, 2, 1, go!
We're here with the Dr. Kearney Go-Kart Club. This is our first annual go-kart rodeo. These are 4 go-karts that were produced by our local club. Kids have produced these karts as part of their metal shop class and as part of their after-school club. We've got the kids creating a set of challenges for themselves, give them a chance to ride on the go-kart.
We had to modify it as we went. All the other pieces like the steering wheel, brake pedals, tires, steering system, engine, all that was added on.
It was important to me that kids got a chance to learn about machining, learn about fabrication.
It opened up an opportunity to learn how to weld and how to design proper things.
To be successfully employed out here involved the kind of teamwork, the ability to troubleshoot in order to fix problems that might come up while they're out in the field.
I am both driving and being a mechanic for today. I hope that everyone who comes here in the future will get to do this.
Looks pretty fun. Thank you for being with us tonight on CBC Vancouver News at 6. You can watch this newscast on CBC Gem, our free app, as well as on YouTube and our website, cbc.ca/BC. I'll have your next local news at 11 o'clock, right after the National. Have a good night.